jury. They would deliberate 10 agonizing days before giving word that they had finally reached a verdict. Robert Pape and Christian Smith were found guilty of first-degree murder in the deaths of Vicki Friedley and John Hayward. Pape was found guilty of second-degree murder in the death of Becky Friedley.
I waited 11 years, 9 months for this day, and I'm very happy. There is no closure. Becky's gone. Vicki, John, they'll never come back.
But what the victim's family see as the right verdict is viewed as a terrible injustice by two other families. Robert Pape's mother was devastated. A jury has finally decided who was responsible for the murder of 3 people in Pinyon Pines. But the destruction left by that terrible night remains.
My sister was a beautiful person inside and out. And I want that remembered. I want to remember her, not for how she died.
See more photos from this triple murder case online at 48hours.com.
This isn't about emotion. I stick to the physical and the forensic evidence.
I said, I'm leaving. I raised the gun.
CBS News, original reporting.
The latest on the incident in Chanute that ended in the pursuit of a stolen ambulance. KOAM News at 10 is next.
Distribute information about employment opportunities to job applicants or have job applicants to refer. If your organization would like to receive notification of job vacancies at our station, please notify the EEO coordinator at KOAM TV, P.O. Box 659, Pittsburgh, Kansas 66762, or call 417-624-0233 or 620-231-0400. KOAM TV is an equal opportunity employer.
Police in Chanute investigate an incident that started outside of Walmart and ended after a pursuit with a stolen ambulance. I'm Zach Dodge in Chanute with the details.
Things are quiet at the Neosho National Fish Hatchery, but not for much longer, as officials say the fish will be returning soon. I'm Kate Kelly, and I'll tell you what's been going on and why coming up.
And we'll take you to a conceal and carry class in Allen County.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
An incident at the Walmart in Chanute turns into a police pursuit with an ambulance. This is KOAM News at 10. KOAM's Zach Dodge was in Chanute today and has the latest.
Video captured by an eyewitness in Chanute as local police pursue a stolen ambulance. The incident started in the Walmart parking lot in Chanute after an individual tried to enter the store while acting erratically. Chanute police made contact with the subject and called emergency services for them. Once the ambulance arrived, the subject climbed into the vehicle, locked the doors, and began to drive away. Police fired at the vehicle in an attempt to stop it, but were unsuccessful. Police then pursued the subject across town to the intersection of 7th and Allen Streets. The subject was then taken into custody and transported to a local hospital for evaluation. Local law enforcement has asked for assistance from the KBI for the investigation. In Chanute, Zach Dodge, KOAM News.
Thanks, Zach. And we reached out to officials at Walmart who provided the following statement saying, quote, "We are aware of the situation. The safety and security of our customers is a top priority. We are working with law enforcement and would refer any additional questions to them." Following all of that, turning back now to weather, we had some rumbles earlier today, kind of shook the building a little bit. Nick Kelly, what can we expect for the rest of the night here?
Well, we're getting a break in the action, Chris. Then I have more storms waiting for us as soon as we hit sunrise early in the morning. Again, we're quiet for now on the Skywatch Storm Tracker. The last of those thunderstorms earlier, they have fizzled away. Now we're just waiting to see what works out of southwestern Nebraska, northwestern Kansas. Whatever holds together overnight out there will head our way, but you can see how they're severe now. I don't think they're going to be severe by the time they make it here, but we could be a loud start to our Sunday morning for some of you. Right now, upper 60s to lower 70s. We'll hold in the upper 60s primarily as we go through the overnight. Again, throughout the night, we're quiet. Then come morning, that's when the thunderstorms roll in. We'll hold on to the storm chances throughout the day tomorrow with highs at 83. We'll break down the rest of the week coming up in a bit, Chris.
All right, Nick, looking forward to it. Thank you as always. And the oldest operating U.S. fish hatchery is making some needed upgrades, replacing equipment from the 1960s. But that means shutting off the water to make repairs, and residents are missing the fish. KOAM's Kate Kelly has the latest.
Mason Casey grew up in Neosho and lives close to the Neosho National Fish Hatchery. So close, in fact, that you can often find him walking through the trails and enjoying the fish that he remembers feeding on school field trips.
Oh, I did that all the time. And then I would, kind of refill my cup a little bit and then go back, even though you technically aren't supposed to.
But Casey has noticed that things have been pretty quiet around here since the hatchery began construction to replace the nearly 60-year-old underground mixing box that controls 4 different spring water sources and injects oxygen into the water for the fish.
It's really weird not seeing the automatic fish feeders go off, every so often. It's one of my, sound that I associate with the fish hatchery.
The construction began back in May when officials noticed indentations around the old structure, indicating a leak underground. And that meant saying goodbye to their water and the thousands of fish that were transported to Lake Taneycomo.
So the ones that were big enough went there. We have 1 pond with fish and our building with our young hatchery little fish. And other than that, empty.
But the last of the concrete was poured this week, and Hallman says that the hard work is paying off.
Maybe by the end of the week we'll turn the water on. We do need to let it run for a while to get any concrete dust out and just make sure everything's clean. Then we will start filling things up, but we won't put fish in it right away. And so things will still need to be developing, but hopefully by the end of the week we'll hear the water going.
And that's a sound that Casey is looking forward to.
It'll be pretty fun once it actually gets up and going all the way.
In Neosho, Kate Kelly, KOAM News.
Thanks, Kate. And the Neosho National Fish Hatchery uses about 2 million gallons of water a day and is still waiting on some equipment to be installed before the fish return and things get back to normal. Now, it's legal in the state of Kansas to carry a firearm while it is concealed without a permit. But that didn't keep the Allen County Sheriff's Office from holding a concealed carry class. Participants learn the basics of shooting and caring for a handgun and how to defend themselves. While residents of Kansas don't have to have a permit, officials say it's still a good idea to take the class so you're better prepared.
If you have not been trained in this type of thing, it's not something that just comes natural. So, it's very important that they have to practice shooting, and I encourage them throughout this class that they need to practice shooting in a variety of situations.
The 8-hour class was wrapped up with some time at the firing range. Joplin's annual sidewalk sale took place today, but this year they decided to make a change. In order to encourage more participation from vendors and citizens, the Joplin Area Chamber of Commerce Young Professionals partnered with the Downtown Joplin Alliance and Jomo Adventures to bring an all-ages biking event to the sale. Officials say they are hopeful that adding some new flavor to the sale will help bring back its vitality.
I think it will really promote and encourage more cycling in the community. If people get to ride their bikes on Main Street and realize maybe it's not so scary, maybe they'll ride to brunch some weekend or be more apt to ride in our city.
And around 150 people made it out for this year's big sale. Vintage Stock at North Park Mall was the place to be for cosplayers and enthusiasts. The event took the place of their annual Superhero Day in an effort to draw more people out to participate. Booths were set up for people to buy action figures, comic books, and art. And of course, you could come dressed as your favorite character, and I would have been there as the legendary Captain Kirk myself.
A lot of people kind of just fall in love with the character. really good to dress up as somebody and to be really good at it and get recognition for it.
There were more than 50 people that made it out, and one of the big draws, what you're seeing right there, some good old-fashioned robot fights. Folks in Fort Scott are being treated to a unique international reunion. The Lowell Milken Center is hosting the Polish Life in a Jar reunion, which started yesterday and does run through tomorrow. The event features the experiences of 32 families who traveled to Poland in the summer of last year, where they retraced the footsteps of Irene Sindler, a girl who saved thousands of lives in the Jewish ghettos of Warsaw.
It has an effect on my life, and it changes your life, you know, so where you can actually go there and see it, you can actually have inner feelings, and it changes the way you think and how you look at what you should do in life, so it recenters you all the time.
It's a story of seeing someone's life who made a tremendous and extraordinary difference in the world.
And it is time now for us to honor one of our many four-state heroes. Tonight, we honor Lance Corporal Robert Mendez, having served in the U.S. Marines in Iraq. His hometown, Webb City, Missouri. Lance Corporal Robert Mendez, tonight's four-state hero. And that is a look at the top stories and a quick check of the forecast. Still ahead on the KOAM News at 10, a look at the week's top medical headlines and why one Kansas sheriff's plan is causing some controversy.
Live from KOAM, you're watching KOAM News at 10. This is the four states' most watched news.
Sonic's Real Ice Cream is made with real milk and cream. Customize it with add-ins like real Oreo pieces or 100% real California strawberries. You could say, we're keeping it real. Taste the real ice cream difference at Sonic today.
A fifth-generation Kansan, Karen Tyson shares our values, our work ethic. She gets the job done without bragging about it. In Washington, they talk a big game, but most of the time, it's nothing but bull. Karen Tyson tells it like it is. She'll fight for our values, protect life, secure the border, cut wasteful spending, and that's no bull.
I'm Karen Tyson, and I approve this message because the only bull you'll get from me is on this ranch.
Since Claire McCaskill got elected, things really took off for her and her husband. He snagged $100 million in government subsidies building low-income housing. Build low, live high. Claire spent big bucks chartering a private plane with public funds, a plane they co-owned. Now reports show Claire's husband made a boatload investing in a Cayman Islands hedge fund. Nice place to dodge taxes. Wrong senator for Missouri. CFG Action Missouri is responsible for the content of this advertising.
For decades, governors of both parties have talked big to Southeast Kansas. But Governor Jeff Collier isn't just talking, he's delivering. Governor Collier knows that a 4-lane Highway 69 will bring new businesses and jobs to Southeast Kansas. He understands the need for increased safety and easier access to Pittsburg State University. That's why he made Topeka stop talking and start building the road. Governor Jeff Collier delivers for Southeast Kansas.
Tiger's blood is my favorite flavor of snow cone slush.
My pickle juice slush is great. My mouth is like, my brain's like, yee.
So you like it?
What did I just say? It's like it's in one sheet and not one fur.
Try Sonic's new snow cone slushes like Bahama Mama and Blue Hawaiian. Hurry in before they're gone.
Brought to you by Dodge. Born Dodge.
The call from the nation's pediatricians for stronger regulations when it comes to chemicals in children's food, and it can significantly reduce your blood pressure, but can it help cut your dementia risk? Ina Doba has some of this week's top health stories.
A study presented at the Alzheimer's Association suggests intensively treating blood pressure to get the top number down to 120 instead of 140 can reduce the chances of developing mild cognitive impairment and dementia. Doctors say if you have cardiovascular risk factors like high blood pressure, get them under control in your 30s and 40s.
This is really the first time we've been able to show in a clinical trial that aggressive management of these cardiovascular risk factors, such as blood pressure, can reduce a person's risk for cognitive impairment.
The American Academy of Pediatrics is calling for stiffer federal regulations when it comes to more than 10,000 FDA-approved chemicals added to food and food packaging. Doctors warn children are particularly vulnerable because they are still growing and developing. Direct additives such as artificial coloring and nitrates and nitrites, a preservative commonly found in processed meat, are a big concern. And a new study exploring the heart health benefits of popular foods found even low-fat dairy products should be limited and consumed with caution. Doctors strongly recommend eliminating added sugars as much as possible, while affirming the benefits of mushrooms, beans and lentils, tea and coffee. Those are some of the week's top health stories. Hannah Doba, CBS News, New York.
In Kansas, the sheriff of Jackson County is looking to make changes in terms of security for schools. More now from CBS News' Sean Wheat.
I think people all across the country, all across the state, all have this anxiety about school safety.
Earlier this week, Sheriff Tim Morse announced his plan to deputize select school employees.
We have to rely on our volunteers, and this would be a volunteer program. We're going to make sure these people are top notch, and our standards aren't going to be any less than what it would be if we hired a law enforcement officer.
But what do local teachers think?
We all kind of decided that he's onto something here. I think as long as they really do follow through on all the training and the person passes all the background checks and everything and they were in it for the right reasons, I would feel safe with it.
He says his plan to deputize is different from other proposals to arm school staff.
They have to actually be successful in completing basically a small law enforcement academy before they're ever able to carry on behalf of the sheriff's office in the school.
Morse says the sheriff's office would be able to enact a plan faster than state lawmakers.
The sheriff can get a lot of things done quickly and without going through a lot of hurdles.
He also says his plan wouldn't put a burden on taxpayers. He would use resources and funds the sheriff's office already has available.
The schools have our greatest treasures, and that's our children. And we should do everything that we can. No child should ever have to go to school worrying about whether something is going to happen to them.
Nick Kelly is up next with a look at our 7-day forecast.
Our Toro zero-turn lawnmower, durable, dependable, and highly maneuverable, saving you up to 47% on your mowing time. Get 0% financing for 48 months at Carnes Pro Tire and Auto, Baxter Springs, and Miami.
Like you, I've had enough. Don't believe that these two peas in a pod are your only choice for governor. They're part of the broken system. I'm the candidate for governor and businessman who in just 3 years as your insurance commissioner cut state spending in my office and greatly improved services and transparency. Cutting waste, managing smarter, that's the way to get more for Kansas schools and to grow jobs. I'm Ken Seltzer, CPA. Together, let's fix what's broken in Topeka.
$100,000 cash explosion is happening every Saturday this July, only at Buffalo Run Casino. Don't miss your chance to win up to $1,000 every half hour. Buffalo Run Casino and Resort in Miami, Oklahoma. Run for the money.
John Bartosh wants to remain your presiding commissioner of Jasper County. Of course, he's a longtime successful businessman, but he also knows his way around the business end of a ranch. John has got a lot done for Jasper County since he was elected. The new Juvenile Justice Center, to name one, and the major courthouse improvements for another. We've all heard it said, if it isn't broke, don't fix it. I think that applies right here.
My job now is working for you, the people of Jasper County.
Re-elect John Bartosh, presiding commissioner, Jasper County.
Hello, homeowner. Call Home Pro to attend a free solar seminar. See you soon.
Hope you're having a great weekend. Join me in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen Monday during KOAF News at noon.
After we had our bout of scattered strong to severe thunderstorms late this afternoon into this evening, we're seeing a break in the action. And I know, looking back over the loop, we had a quiet start to the day, then the thunderstorms fired up. For some of you, it just happened to go right around you, while for others, it just really opened up where the rain really got its act together, especially north of Nevada, north of Fort Scott, and then picking up again from Chanute, Erie, just southwest of Pittsburgh, and then for a good portion of Cherokee County. Those radar estimates suggesting 1 if not 2 inches of rain. We're not done with rain chances just yet. We've got more on the way, but first a time lapse showing quite a bit of activity over the casino just outside of Seneca throughout the day. Thankfully, they were quiet for now from 7th and Rangeline. And to look at the numbers for today, had us starting actually a high of 92 and that low of 69. That is actually where Joplin sits right now at the 10 o'clock hour. 69 degrees, an east breeze between 5 and 10 miles per hour, and humidity pretty high at 90%. Everybody's primarily sitting upper 60s to near 70 all across the area. Again, we're getting a break in the action after we saw that last batch of rain and thunderstorms die on out. We widen the view out. We can see not too far north and west of here, thunderstorms out in Nebraska, northwestern Kansas. Even if you're trying to get going out in southwestern Kansas, I don't think we're going to see this batch near Omaha. It's going to be these storms coming out of southwestern Nebraska and whatever gets going out in western Kansas. Those thunderstorms, they're going to be running along the jet stream, which happens to run right over us. So those are thunderstorms that will make it here tonight. Then as we go throughout the course of the week, after we get past the start of the week, the upper ridge out west of the jet stream level will build back in here. That, unfortunately, brings the heat back in here by the end of the coming week as well. But as long as we have the jet right on top of us with the stationary front out west firing up those thunderstorms, we are not done with rain chances just yet. Even though we're sitting quiet right now, let me take it to 3 o'clock, still quiet. Temperatures in the upper 60s to near 70. Then here's 5 o'clock. The leading edge of these storms out west will start to work on into our Kansas counties. Won't get close to the state line, Kansas-Missouri line that is, until about 7, 8, 9 o'clock. And as these storms work in, I do not anticipate a severe threat as they work on in, but these could be some strong thunderstorms to get our day started. Then we'll just hold on to just scattered thunderstorm chances on an otherwise warm day for tomorrow. Don't know why the planner isn't popping up, but right around 82, 83 degrees for tomorrow. In fact, let me just take you right to the 7-day forecast. We'll start at 67 in the morning, top out at 83 for your Sunday, then additional storm chances going into Monday and Tuesday. Thankfully, that keeps us near 80 to start the new work week out. But it is summer. It will be a nice break from the heat forever. 84 Wednesday, then back near 90 by the end of the coming week. So far next weekend, Chris, it's looking pretty dry to start things out.
Hey, I'm looking forward to that. We needed the rain. It's great to get it, and I'm ready to have another good weekend, though, ahead of this one, so I'm ready for it.
In the meantime, though, we'll get another round of rain that many of you still need. That'll be working in tonight.
Hey, all right. There we go. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nick. Jacob Leonard joining us now with sports. St. Louis Cardinals trying to take series against the Cubs tonight.
Yeah,
How did they do?
It is a rivalry series to host Game 2. We're going to have the highlights coming up in just a few minutes. Plus, the 2018 Kansas Shrine Bowl is tonight in Pittsburgh. Those highlights when we come back.
Meteorologist.
Eighth-generation Missourian Raleigh Ritter never wants anyone to ever again have to move out of our area to find a family-supporting job. That's why Raleigh Ritter is so committed to creating job opportunities here in Southwest Missouri. Raleigh Ritter knows folks in our area see dignity in work, honor in self-reliance, and the importance of personal responsibility. Raleigh Ritter, in church, at his business, on his farm, at the coffee shop, he's one of us.
Tired of the same old humdrum casino experience?
Ho hum.
Come out to the Looney Saloon Comedy Club and get your laugh on. The Looney Saloon Comedy Club, located inside the Stables Casino, has the best national touring comedians. Bring your friends and family, grab some drinks, and come get your laugh on at the Looney Saloon. Visit the Stables Casino webpage or the Gold Club to see the lineup and purchase your tickets now for a roaring good time. The Looney Saloon, only at the Stables Casino.
There's nothing more precious than life. Marge and I were blessed when we adopted our beautiful daughter, Tony.
And that experience and my faith continues to guide me to protect the sanctity of life from conception to our final days.
As our state senator, Rob O'Brien will lead the fight to protect life, prevent illegal immigration, defend our constitutional rights and our religious freedom.
I'll show up every day, defend our shared values, and work hard to lift our families and our region.
This is my Toyota Camry. This baby has high tech everywhere. It has in-car Wi-Fi, remote ignition start. It projects a 10-inch head-up display on the windshield like it's the future and we've made first contact. And for that, I give my Camry 5 stars.
Tested, trusted Toyota. Lease a new Camry for $229 per month with $500 lease bonus cash or get 0.9% APR financing for 48 months. Find yours at buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
I'm Steve Watkins, and I approve this message.
Kansans' choice for Congress this August 7th. Career politicians who have run for office over 20 times. Or outsider Steve Watkins. A combat veteran, Steve will battle for conservative values in Washington. He'll stand with President Trump to build the wall, stop Nancy Pelosi, and fight for our Kansas values. Because you can't fix Washington by sending more career politicians. Send Steve Watkins to Congress.
Welcome back. The 2018 Kansas Shrine Bowl is tonight in Pittsburgh. The best senior football players from across the state are hitting the field tonight for the contest, which benefits Shriners hospitals across the country. The West team leads the all-time series with 27 wins in 44 games. However, the East has won 2 of 3. Jack Petts from St. James Academy gets the scoring started. 4-yard rushing score. East up 7-0. Second quarter, same score. St. Thomas Aquinas product Tristan Davis gets a 4-yard score from him, pushing the lead to 14. Under 3.5, East with the ball again. They're going for it on 4th and 3. Jack Bloomer throws it up to Jackson Heath. That's good for the first down. And that would lead to Bloomer keeping it on the quarterback sneak to give the East squad a 21-0 halftime lead. The West made it interesting late, but it's the East team winning for the 3rd time in 4 years, 21-14. The night ended with the bowl game, but the day began with the annual Shrine Bowl Parade. It's the largest annual Shrine Parade in Kansas. It features players, cheerleaders, and band members of the game, and of course the Shriners. The whole week is full of events leading up to the game, and while it is fun, the whole thing is all about helping the patients at Shriners hospitals.
Oh, it has all the impact in the world because we don't charge. If they have the ability to pay, there's no charge. And we help a lot of kids. 1.3 million kids so far has been helped with Shriners.
Moving on now to the pros. The Kansas City Chiefs are in their first week of training camp in St. Joe. Today is practice number 3 at Missouri Western. There's been quite a few fans there checking out the 2018 version of the team. Also trying to get a look at what should be an explosive offense. There's plenty to talk about on that side of the ball, but the biggest story of training camp by far, Sammy Watkins showed up without his signature dreadlocks.
I just woke up one morning and just decided to cut it, and kind of just wanted to be different this season and just be about business. You know, I had it for maybe 12, 13 years. I'm 25 now. I don't want to be 40 with dreads, and I just decided to cut it.
Here's some big news out of Major League Baseball. The Royals traded Mike Moustakas to the Milwaukee Brewers in exchange for a pair of minor leaguers. Moustakas has 20 home runs this season. He spent his first 8 years in his career in Kansas City and was a member of the 2015 team that won the World Series title. On the field, the Royals are on the road for the first time since the All-Star break. They were supposed to play Game 2 of their series against the Yankees last night, but because of the weather, that game was postponed, and the two teams are playing a doubleheader today. Coming into the day, the Royals, 40 games under 500. They're 31-71. That's Rosell Herrera getting things started. 2 runs come in on the liner. Kansas City up 2-0. In the 5th, Royals threatening again. Salvador Perez goes back up the middle. 2 more come home. Royals on top by 4. Next batter, Lucas Duda, clears the wall for the 9th of the season. We got the Royals graphic here. We got the Cardinals video playing. Anyways, Royals would win that first game 10-5. Game 2, they were not able to complete the doubleheader sweep, losing 5-4. They will try to earn a series split tomorrow in Game 4 at 12:05. In the National League, tonight is Game 2 of a rivalry series between the Cubs and the Cardinals. Last night, the Cards won the series opener 5-2. Tonight, they're trying to secure their first series win since the All-Star break. Pick it up in the bottom of the first with the bases loaded. Marcell Ozuna gonna clear the bases. That's off Jose Quintana. Makes it 5-0 home team. They're not done there, though. Later on in the inning, Yairo Munoz with a man on first. Goes down the line in right. Dexter Fowler hustling around to score. That pushes the lead to 6th. In the 4th, still 6-0. Javi Baez goes deep to right off Miles Michaelis. 2-run shot. That's all the Cubs will get. The Cards win 6-2. They'll go for the sweep tomorrow night. So, Chris, Shrine Bowl, East team wins tonight. That's always such a good event. Always fun. Fans support it, community supports it, and it's for a good cause.
Absolutely. You know, you can always get behind a good cause. Well, Jacob, thank you so much. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Time to buy.
You ready for this, Junior?
Yeah, I think I can handle it.
No pressure. That's just my favorite boat.
Boom. Make summer go right with Ford, America's best-selling brand. During the Ford Summer Sales Event, find great offers across a huge lineup of Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs. Now get F-150 with 0% financing for 66 months plus $3,300 cash back. Only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Access Family Care Medical and Dental Clinic serves Southwest Missouri.
Serving in Nevada, I appreciate the value of access to quality medical and dental care. As a dentist at Access Family Care, I am part of a team who is on mission. We are on a mission to serve you with great care.
Great care is more than just a visit to our clinic. Great care is a journey into our family. Access Family Care Medical and Dental Clinics, building relationships, providing great care.
We're Freedom Transportation.
We are a woman-owned, veteran-owned trucking company. I had a couple of drivers who would ask me, so if I don't have a CDL, how would I get a CDL? So I did research and Kansas Work always came up.
If you're on the fence about Kansas Works, they have thousands of people looking for jobs. I am Dan Shirey with Freedom Transportation, and for us, Kansas Works.
Companies are hiring again, but they want experience or training that you don't have yet. Crowder College has intensive 1 or 2 semester programs at the Joplin Advanced Training and Technology Center. Crowder offers advanced manufacturing, welding, computer IT, and computer-aided drafting certifications at our state-of-the-art training facility. Get an edge on the competition with hands-on experience and marketable skills employers want. Find out more at crowder.edu.